Alright, so let's dive in for real this time. I uploaded a live stream a bit ago. Upon watching it back, I saw how choppy it was, and if I want this message to go anywhere, there needs to be some structure. So here we are again. Disclosure, probably going to hear my kiddo in the background and my husband and all that good stuff. But that's life. So let's dive in. Biggest reasoning for this video is what is currently going on in the world with the COVID-19 situation and where that is meeting in the middle with where we are at as a collective. If we want to get anywhere with that collective, with making the most out of the situation, the biggest thing to remember is you need to surrender to your heart's center. Being given all of this time to reflect on what's going on in our lives, where we're at mentally, physically, spiritually, it's giving us all of these tools to go inwards and say, okay, well, what do I want? What do I feel? Who am I at my core? Not what I'm being told to be, not what I feel like I have to be because I'm living off of a fear-based mindset of needing money and security and these third dimensional things that absolutely make life so much easier. I'm not saying, go off, screw money altogether, live off the land. If that's what makes you happy, by all means do it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find the balance to where you're operating at your heart's center and also being able to live and function in the third dimension, in the world that we have going on right now. When you have these realizations and when you start to dive inwards, you're going to feel connected. You're going to have this sense of every living thing around me, I feel you. Every living thing that I see, that I touch, that I interact with, there is an energy. We all emanate energy and vibrations and we react to it. If you don't believe me, look at a kid in a toxic environment with toxic energy. My daughter did this the other night with, my husband's cousin. He came over, we were talking to him. There was a lot of hostile energy in the way that he was responding and interacting with what we were saying. And my daughter was pissed. My kid is the sweetest, easiest baby ever. We got way too lucky. And so when she reacts negatively, it's an obvious energy reaction. So we started talking to my husband's cousin a little bit more and diving a little bit deeper. And we got him to lower his guard. And his energy was raised. And immediately my daughter started laughing. She started babbling. She was back to her normal self because she could feel the shift in the energy. We as humans have that capability. We just suppress it because it's what we're told indirectly that we have to do in order to function. Because if we all functioned the way that a baby does when it comes to interacting with energy, the world would be on fire. Like, it just would. Or it would be a utopia. But it all depends on how we're using our response to energy in the world around us. Because there are practical applications and there are impractical applications. If we want to progress, we need to start using our practical applications. Start responding to energies the way that a kid does practically. When you have this feeling of connection, when you have a direct relationship with other people and things, like Ram Dass puts it, everybody walking down the street is your lover, and you don't got to do a damn thing about it. When you start to operate, excuse you, Aristraya, when you start to operate from that connective, loving place of your heart, of your soul, of this powerful energy chakra that you have, those veils of illusion are going to start to be, not necessarily cut away, because it's going to take time. When you cut something away, it's an abrupt thing. It's gone. It's there. They start to dissipate a little bit. You start to see a little bit clearer as to what's going on in the world around you, whether that be in politics, whether that be relationships, love-wise or familial relationships. Those veils are are starting to be cut away and dissipating, and you're going to operate a lot more authentically. It's going to challenge you. It's going to put you in a place to where you're looking at shit and you're like, yo, this doesn't really jive, but I don't know why, and I don't know how to get it to jive. How do I get that? Where's the jive? Where can I grab it? That's going to test you, and it's going to cause a lot of internal turmoil, but that's going to force you to either start living your truth or come to terms with the fact that you're just an empty shell living out this person that you've created for yourself in this world that you have also created for yourself. If you want to operate that way, go at it. My reasoning as to why I'm even making this video is I don't want to see people operate that way. It sucks and it's sad and it doesn't do anything for the individual or for the collective. It's just this stagnant piece of human meat that's doing things for other people instead of looking at themselves and saying, hey, what do I want to do for myself? Where do I want to go for me? How do I want to interact with the people around me? And what I'm hoping and what I feel happening is that we're all moving to a place of love. You either operate out of fear or out of love. And there's people operating out of fear right now. Absolutely. Especially with the whole corona thing going on. We were one of those people that were operating out of fear for a hot minute. When all of this started going on, we were religious about social distancing. And as our veils of illusions started to dissipate, we realized a lot of stuff. I'm not going to get into that personally. I know my husband wants to start, I think, a blog or a YouTube channel or something here in the next couple of days. Once that happens, I'll probably put out another video either with him or link his thing. Or this is going to be a whole mashup of just all of these points of views and pieces of information that we hope is going to connect with some people, is going to help some people in some way. So when you're living with love, when you're taking situations and applying them with loving energy, you're going to start that rapid ascension process. Ascending can take a really, really, really long time if you don't apply yourself, if you don't really take it by the horns and say, this is what I'm doing. I am abandoning ship. I'm burning that bitch. That thing no longer serves me. I'm done. I'm building a new ship, and it's going to be one that serves me, that serves who I am. And by serving who I am, that's serving the collective. We are all one infinite knowing consciousness. So if we all operate from our own authentic selves, we're all going to access that infinite all-knowing consciousness. And we're unstoppable. We're already unstoppable. We just don't know how to access that power yet. And that's what I'm hoping is really going to start to just be underway. Hi. I'm 100% going to edit this part out. You're just so cute. Hi, chicken. Hello. So you're going to start to ascend. You're going to start this process. And if you aren't in a position where you're starting this process, but you're continuing this process, I am right there with you. My husband and I are right there with you. Hell, my daughter is right there with you. We're all on this path to ascension because we've been ascending since 2012 when the world was going to end. Even though, you know, Western civilizations, we interpreted it wrong. It wasn't the end of the world. It was the end of the aeon. We started ascending in 2012, and it's not rapidly, it's gradually getting more intense and picking up the pace a little bit. What the social distancing has done for us is it's given us an opportunity for that to slingshot, which is the opposite of what the government and the corporations wanted. They wanted us at home so that way they could suppress us. They could tear us down in fear. What being home has done is allowed us to push our ascension progress much further than we had, because we've had the time and the energy to actually put ourselves fully into this. And a lot of times when this process is started for people, there's a lot of questioning as to where to go with it. How do I take this weird feeling that I have and apply it? How do I take this weird feeling that I have and make sense of it and use it to my ability, instead of sitting here, working your 9-to-5 job? Now that you're at home, you're sitting on your computer every day, whatever, there's life going on around you, and you're sitting here like, well, I feel this feeling that I should be doing more. I guess I'll just still sit here and work my 9-to-5 job and just hope that maybe I start to feel better. And that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to work. That's not... You're lying to yourself when you do that. And that's keeping you from ascending. That is preventing you from living your fullest truth. That is keeping you from surrendering to that heart center and really moving forward. So if you are on this process and you have questions, or you're unsure of where to go or what to do or who to talk to or what to read or who to listen to, I got you. A book that actually was just gifted to me by one of my best friends. It is called A Little Bit of Intuition, An Introduction to Extrasensory Perception by Catherine Allen. Just about developing the power of your intuition, really diving deep, talking about the different ways that we are intuitive and to really start trusting it. So this one is great if you are wanting to tune in a lot more. I would suggest this more so for healers, and the people who have desire in doing tarot like myself, or, starting to get ready in Reiki, or anywhere to where you feel like being intuitive is a big part of what role you want to play in this whole life scenario. So there's that one. This book I love more than anything. It was actually my husband's to begin with, and I picked it up and ran with it, and it has been extremely helpful for me. It's called The Great Human Potential, Walking in One's Own Light. They are teachings from the Pleiades and the Hathors, which are essentially star colonies of souls. Talks about the great human potential, what we're all doing here, what our role is, and how to best move forward. This one that I've recently started, You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. This book it's very relatable. It comes across in a very sincere, easygoing, this is just regular conversation way, which helps me a lot. I feel weird when I'm reading like textbook, this is what you do. This is very real world. You Are a Badass is a self-help book for people who desperately want to improve their lives but don't want to get busted doing it. This book is awesome. This bad boy is like our Bible. It is just Ascension Magic, Ritual, Myth, and Healing for the New Aeon by Christopher Penczak. This book has everything from crystal charts to birth charts to different rituals and star patterns and sacred geometry. It's a tell-all for the universe. And to me, these are all more feminine based. The Ascension Magic is a little bit of a masculine and feminine, but little bit of intuition, great human potential, and You're a Badass. Very very feminine books. This one's a little bit more of a duality. But if you are more masculine based and you know that masculine energy relates to you a little bit more and it speaks to you a little bit more, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is my husband's. He loves the shit out of this book. I love the shit out of the fact that he loves the shit out of this book. It's pretty damn self-explanatory. You think and you grow rich, and it talks about how to operate, again, at your truest self and letting that really take you along this journey of growing rich in whatever way you see fit. And she says, no diaper changes, Dad. So those are some books. If you are the kind of person that responds more to auditory or, auditory and visual, definitely check out Bob Proctor. At really anything from his channel, and I'll link all of these down below, the books and the people and shows and all that good stuff I'm about to dive into. So anything by Bob Proctor. The movie or documentary Becoming Nobody, it's the story of Ram Dass. He dives into kind of everywhere that he's been in his life, what's helped him. Tony Robbins, I Am Not Your Guru. It is on Netflix. Tony Robbins is a goddamn powerhouse. My husband and I have watched it multiple times. We cry every time. It's an incredible documentary, especially for those who want to get into doing what Tony does. There's just a lot of different perspectives you can watch it from, and it speaks to everybody in its own way. It's an incredible documentary. And London Real, if you're not a part of the London Real Army, you should be. He has the two that my husband and I have really gotten into, just as live interviews, with David Icke. This is the live broadcast that made history. More than 1 million people tuned in to watch this. It's incredible. Speaks so much truth. So yeah, London Real with Brian Rose and David Icke. And then today Brian did a video with Dorian Yates. Kind of same thing with Icke. He's not so much like into it, but Yates, he looks into things. He does a lot of research. He's also very into plant medicine, and he dives into that a little bit. So check that one out as well. But if you feel all this inside you and you just want to start using some tools to let it out, not necessarily bring knowledge and information in, I do daily practices. I do yoga every day, every morning. Meditation or mindfulness, whichever one you feel more comfortable doing. Meditation, you really sit down, you go really inwards, you work on a lot of things. Mindfulness is, honestly, I'd say mindfulness works better when you have a kid. When you're not able to go fully internal, but you really just want to sit on some stuff, just practice being mindful and being grateful. When I do my yoga, I'll light my Palo Santo, which I've had for years. Please don't go out and buy Palo Santo. It's not authentic. They're killing these trees way too early before their natural cycle, so the Palo Santo doesn't even have the effects that it needs to have. There's just a lot of unnecessary things going on right now with that industry, so please do not buy Palo Santo. Instead, sage. Sage is an incredible tool for helping you ascend, helping you be mindful, really grounding you in a yoga meditation, or uplifting you in a yoga meditation. It has a lot of different properties and a lot of different benefits. My husband and I use it for cleansing our home, for cleansing our bodies, and mainly recently for releasing toxins, whether that be energetically or physically. And sage does great things for both. Crystals, I am a huge crystal geek, I would argue that crystals are probably one of the best tools that you could use for your spiritual practice. And sunlight. Especially now that it's summer. I almost need sunlight every day. I had a day last week to where I just felt so crappy and my anxiety was off the chain. And it's because, excuse me, I did yoga inside. I have hiccups now. And then didn't spend any time outside until like, I think it was like 4 p.m. And so I sat outside and just bathed in the sunlight and helped tremendously. So get out in the sun, do some yoga, meditate, practice mindfulness, surround yourself by crystals, burn your sage, just be who you are. And if you're not the kind of person that goes with crystals and sage and shit and you just want to sit and read Think and Grow Rich while smoking a blunt, do it. Live your life. Whatever helps you feel like you're being the most authentic person that you can be, do it. And that is really all I wanted to do the cross. So with that, I will probably post more videos intermittently in the future. If you liked this video, please like it. Comment if you're feeling any sort of pent-up energy that you just want to release. I want this to be a place of authenticity. So if you are watching this and you think, wow, this chick's fucking crazy, this is a whole bunch of bullshit, comment that. Live your authentic truth. But if you are watching it and you do think that, before you comment, think about why you feel that way. Go back to the root. And then move forward. And if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, I know I don't have a lot of people on my channel right now, hoping that grows. But yeah, if this resonated, please share it. Have this be a platform for people to come and connect. But with that, I leave you.